Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well out there today. I know I am. I just got back from a week-long vacation about 2 weeks ago, and we went to Yellowstone. We were about 2 hours north from there actually, in Livingston, Montana. It was an incredible trip. We saw lots of wildlife, a lot of great scenery too. Bunch of hikes, so I guess you can check that one off the bucket list for me. But today we're not talking about that. Instead, we're doing a little behind the scenes video of all of the camera gear that I used to record these YouTube videos in 2023. We'll be going through all the cameras, lenses, audio equipment, lighting equipment that I use for each and every one of my YouTube videos. And before we jump into it, if you want to check out any of the gear in this video, I'll have links in the description below. With that said, let's jump over to the Jake Cam to see what we got behind the scenes. So here we are on the Jake Cam. This is the view I see for every one of my videos. We have the camera set up right in front of me, with a light up to my left. We got a bunch of sound panels up on the walls. And then over to my right, we have a big window right there with some curtains hanging. And then right behind me over here, we'll talk about this later. This is a little accent light, but let's start with the camera setup. So swinging around here to the camera setup, we'll start off with the camera itself. This is the Canon 6D Mark II. I shoot every one of my videos on it, unless of course I'm doing a video about this camera, in which case I use this camera that I'm shooting on right now. We'll talk about that later though. But yeah, the 6D Mark II, it's my main workhorse. I use it for both photography and video. However, it's not a super professional camera when you're comparing it to cameras like the 5D Mark III and the 5D Mark IV. In my opinion, I'd consider it more of an intermediate full frame camera. And then the lens we have on the front of this camera, this is the lens I use for every one of my videos when I'm using the 6D Mark II. This is the Sigma 24-70 f2.8. Oh, and I just realized we're still recording on the 6D Mark II. I'll turn that off. But anyways, I use this lens all the time. It definitely gets the most use out of all the lenses I own. Now I have done some test videos about this thing though, and if you're pixel peeping, you might notice that it's a little soft around the edges and even in the center of the frame a little bit. But if I could afford the Canon version of this lens, I definitely would have, but we're kind of rocking on a budget right now, so this is good for the time being. And then coming around here to the top of the camera, we have my shotgun microphone. This is the Boya BY MM1. It's kind of a budget-friendly option when comparing it to the Rode Video Micro version 1. It's a pretty cool little mic. It definitely gets the job done, but I don't use it as my primary audio source for recording these videos. Instead, I use a lavalier mic that I'm wearing right now. It's called the Rode Lavalier Go. And then I have it connected to this sound recorder I have in my pocket. It's called the Zoom H1N. I've done plenty of videos on this if you want to check it out. I'll link them above in the card. Now, I'm not a huge audio guy, but I know the Zoom H1N and the Rode Lavalier Go are both budget audio options, which, like I said, is exactly what I need right now. Also, I know I just said I've done a lot of videos about the Zoom H1N, but I've also done a lot of videos about the rest of the gear in this video. So if you want to check out any of those videos, just go through my YouTube channel. You should be able to find them pretty easily. But I'll also try and link them in the card above or in the description below. Anyways, jumping back to the camera setup, we have the tripod that I use. This is called the Sunpack Travel Light Pro. I got this one as a gift actually, but you can find it at Best Buy. I've never been able to find it on Amazon, but they sell it at Best Buy for around 75 bucks is what I've seen. It's not my favorite tripod in the world, but I've had it ever since 2018, so it's definitely held up over the years. Now coming over here to the video light I got running, this is called the GVM LSP80S. Also known as the GVM 80W. Another budget-friendly piece of gear that I own. This thing's pretty neat. Comes with 2 sheets of diffusion. We have the one on the front right now, and then there's one behind that one as well. And then the color rendering index of it is also pretty good. That basically means that the colors that it produces are pretty accurate. I think it has a 97 for the CRI. There's a few things I don't like about it. For instance, you have to have it plugged in. That's not the issue, but if you have it raised to a certain height, you have the power adapter right here, and it just kind of hangs there. I think they could have thought out this design a little bit better. But that's basically the entire camera setup we have over here. Now let's talk about the sound panels. So these things are pretty neat. They're called sound panels, and their main function is to hang them in rooms like this that have a lot of echo, or what we professionals in the industry like to call reverb. And what they're supposed to do is cut down on that echo. And these ones are called the Elgato Wave panels. They do a pretty good job, and I think you can get a pack of 6 of them for around $100. Now, last I checked, you can only get them in black and blue, but my favorite thing about them is, let's say you want a black one here, or you just want to rotate this one. All you gotta do is walk up, remove the foam piece from the wall mount, and then rotate it or swap it with that one. So if you got a lot of reverb or echo in your recording room, you might want to buy some sound panels like these and hang them up on your walls. Now, before moving forward onto the next piece of gear, I feel like we have to address the elephant in the room. I'm sure you guys have been staring at it the whole video, my t-shirt. I know it's a really cool minimalist design, and capture great moments is an inspiring phrase, but my eyes are up here. So if you want to stop staring at my t-shirt and get one for yourself, check out the link in the description below. Okay, now with that out of the way, the next piece of gear that I use for almost every YouTube video that I would actually like to upgrade pretty soon is this accent light. Let's turn it off real quick. This is called the PLV 380. I've had it ever since 2020, I want to say. It hasn't gotten as much use as it probably should have, but if you're looking for a small budget-friendly video light, I don't know if I'd recommend this. Honestly, I don't even know if they sell this one anymore, but it's a pretty cool little light. Let me turn it back on here real quick. That's at 15% power, but it can go all the way up to 99% power right there. And you can also adjust the color temperature. It doesn't have a huge range, but you can go from 3200 Kelvin up to 5600 Kelvin, which is more of a blue light, but I like leaving it at that 32 and then down to 15%, and then tossing it back here on the shelf just to give a little bit more depth and color to my background. Now for these next few items, we gotta jump back to the Jake Cam. So here we are back on the Jake Cam, and what we gotta talk about is this mess here. Let's move this chair out of the way. So for almost every video, I have these things sitting in front of me. First of all, we got my water bottle, gotta stay hydrated. Then we got 2 hard drives right there, my laptop, my phone, some camera batteries right there, and then lens accessories and my microphone case. But let's start with these 2 hard drives. So this one on the left is the SanDisk Extreme Portable SSD, and it's the 500 gigabyte version. And this is also my editing drive that I have all my current projects on. And then this one to the right is the Lacy Rugged Mini HDD, and it's the 4 terabyte version. I don't know what else to say about them. They both have enough capacity and speed for what I need right now. And then sliding over here to the right, we have my phone, which is the Google Pixel 6. And I have this thing sitting here because I have Google Docs open with my video notes on it. That way, if I forget anything while recording a video, I can go from here, look down at my note sheet, check, confirm, and it's out of frame, so you don't see it in the video at all. Also, it's the Pixel 6, so it has a pretty decent camera on it, and I use it every now and then for recording my YouTube shorts. Now underneath the phone, we have my laptop. Now this is the Dell XPS 15 9570. It's the 2018 model. And I'm not great with computer specs, but I know it has the Intel i7 8750, and then for RAM, I have 16 gigabytes in it. Other than that, I don't really know much about laptops, so don't come to me for laptop recommendations. I just know I did a little bit of research about the XPS 15 and heard that it was good for video editing and photo editing, so that's what I went with. And I've had it since 2018, and I haven't really had many issues with it other than the battery life decreasing over time, but that's kind of to be expected. Now coming over here, like I said, we have some batteries. These are just in case my camera battery dies while recording. I have them at the ready. We have the ones for the 6D Mark II. These are the LP-E6N. And then this one is for the SL2 that I'm recording on right now. This one is the LP-E17, I believe. And then next to that, we just have some camera lens caps and covers and my lapel mic bag. So that basically covers this entire setup over here, but we have one last thing to talk about, and that would be these blackout curtains. These are called the Eclipse blackout curtains, and I got them from Target, but you can find them on Amazon. I'll link them down below. And just so you can see what they're capable of, I'm gonna close them up real quick. So here's what this setup looks like when we have the blackout curtains closed. And honestly, I think this is the look that I prefer because there's more contrast across the entire frame. Just looking at my face, this side has more light than this side does. And even my accent light back there just pops a little bit more. But let's open them up again to see what it looks like with natural light coming in through the window onto this side of my face. So here we are with the blackout curtains opened up. We have natural light coming in. It's definitely a more airy look, a lighter feel to it. It's not a bad look by any means, but I just prefer the contrast look a little bit more than this. Also, I have more control when I close the curtains rather than they're open because the lighting situation outside is always changing, whether there's clouds coming in or going away, so I don't have much control. But when I close them up, I have complete control over my lighting situation. I only have to worry about this light up to my left and then this accent light back behind me. All right, so that's all the gear that I use for my YouTube videos in 2023. Again, if you guys want to check out any of the gear I went through in this video, I'll have links in the description below. And if you guys enjoyed watching this video and you want to see more videos just like this one, subscribe to the channel by clicking right here. Thanks for watching, and always remember to capture great moments. Peace.